And hello good people of the internet, it is I, Tommy Kelly, and this is Adventures in Mubu. And in this episode, I'm very sweaty, Tommy, because I've just had a big hike in the forest. But I'm going to do some divination with the Brazilian version of the 47 deck. So again, I must apologise for my sweatiness, my wetness. I had a lovely hike through the forest, did some forest magic and took out some rubbish, which was my offering to the forest. So here we have the Brazilian version of the 47 deck, and I wanted to do some divinations, one card divinations with it, to see if there's a different flavour or a different energy to it or anything from using the standard deck, because there might be. It definitely feels more witchy and more hoodoo-y or something, or it's more exotic maybe, because the card names are in Portuguese. So I'm sure it feels less so to people in Brazil. Although maybe it does feel more so. Maybe having it in your own language is the great thing. So what I did was I asked the patrons for some questions this time, and we had enough that I didn't have to open it up to the rest of the world. So let's get into this. Ariana Bluey. Guidance and waiting until 2020 for a career move. Okay, let's see what the cards have to say. The Fortunate, or Ea Fortunada. I'm going to have some terrible pronunciations going on here. So yeah, I mean, like, that's what do you want? What more do you want from that? That it's so guidance. It's going to be very fortunate. It's a good move. It's things that you should do. It's under great auspicious. The fortunate will shine upon you. The cornucopia of plenty and of wealth is upon you. So it's good. Kind of always these things is like, don't go in expecting to be immediately good or whatever. Like, some of these things can take time. That's just me talking. That's not the cards talking. Yeah, well done and good luck with that. Darcy Bittencourt. I'm thinking about entering a magic order. Should I join them? I always feel like I should give my opinion before the cards given them, because it depends largely on the order from my point of view. I've been in one magic order, which was Dragon Rouge, whatever it is, and it was terrible. It was really badly organised. I had paid. Initially I had to open a dispute with PayPal before they would even reply to me after paying my fees. Sent books and had to be sent again. I had to repay extra postage because books got lost, and there was no feedback in any of the coursework I did, other than there's this like kind of semi-public forum that you're meant to put up your your coursework, and people started, or one person in particular started mentioning stuff I'd said on that forum to me on Facebook, so I didn't feel like I could be completely honest in that whole situation. And then when I put in my final coursework, I never got a response. Never got anything back from them, or I got one back saying some clarity on one thing, and then nothing back, and that's years ago, and so that was a waste of whatever it is, 90 quid or something that Dragon Rogue is, or maybe it's 50 quid, I don't know, it's a long time ago. And that kind of thing, I did a couple of courses that had a similar kind of people not responding to you to your coursework and stuff like that, so that personally has put me off all of those things. I was always part of BOTA, which I found very good. And they got back to you very quickly with your coursework and stuff. So anyway, that's Tommy's opinion. What does the card say? So, the Tinker. O Pensador. The Tinker would say basically have a think about it from a logical point of view, not a magic point of view, not a feeling, not a gut. Don't be the seer on this. Have a logical think. Is this going to get you to where you want to be? Is hanging out with a magical order something rationally that's good for you, intellectually good for you? Is like, not in that that necessarily has to be intellectually good for you, but the decision to do it is the next best move for you, to hang out with other people, being told what to do and following a direct kind of path. If it is, awesome, but think of it not magically, not intuitively. Have a proper kind of think. It's getting quite heavy rain here, so hopefully we'll be covered. So that's what I suggest. Think about it. If it was not a magic course or magic order, if it was like a college, or you were doing like an evening course or some sort of normal, if you were learning like C++ or something, is it a good move for you now? Is that something that you need? Cindy Griffin. I'm considering going back to massage school. It would make funds tight. Is this the right step in my path? I'm a qualified masseuse, I'll have you know. I'm also qualified aromatherapist. I loved it. I love doing it. I don't do it now, but I loved learning it and all that. It's definitely worth doing. So let's see what the cards say. So the media, and there was another card that's coming out, which is the sun. So I'll just go. So the media would say, right, if this is something that will add to your kind of reputation in a sense, or think about how this will affect your reputation, like and I suppose because you're saying the money thing is an issue, that are you going to have to lean on other people too much? Is it going to kind of put you in the right, that's what it is. It going to put you in a situation where you're going to have to be a burden in a sense to other people? And if that is the case, then it's worth considering not doing it, or worth considering a different way of doing it. I'm not saying don't do it, do as thou wilt. Shall be the whole of law, and don't make a decision based on 2 cards from a deck. But just to think around that thing of that, is it worth being somewhat a burden on people to do this? And it may absolutely, and the people involved may be happy to do it, but that's the concern around that it's something you have to think about, or organise around, or reframe in some way. Letty, is it a good time to start looking to move house, or should my husband and I stay where we are for now? I hate moving house. I've done it at least 14 times in my life, and there was a point in my life where I had to move every 9 months for circumstances, just like loads of different things, but every 9 months I had to move. I hate it. It's like the second most stressful thing in the world, other than dying or something, or maybe it's more stressful than dying, who knows? No, public speaking is more stressful than dying, so it's up there anyway. So let's see what the cards say. So the gatekeeper, then yes, absolutely, yeah. The gatekeeper would be involved in getting new keys and houses and open new opportunities and getting into places where you wouldn't normally be. Definitely feels kind of a thing around houses and property for me, around gatekeeper, because it's the guardian of property in one aspect of the thing. So absolutely a good time, and you will get to a place where you want to be. Rebecca Ryan, will my new advertising approach be wispy successful? Wispy? Not sure I know that word. Will it be successful? Will my new advertising approach be successful? We will say, just because I don't know what the word is. It's a nice word, though. Oh, there's a card that wants to come out. That's why it was the gatekeeper again. I'll take one more card just in case that was just a thing. The Hilo. Right. So we'll go with the gatekeeper. Well, my new advertising approach. Yes, it will open out new avenues, get you into new things. That's what you want from advertisement. It'll get you into new areas. It'll unlock things for you. The healer then would suggest that it will also mend something about your business or whatever you're advertising. I assume it's business. And that's a good thing as well. So yeah, I'm getting a kind of response that it's definitely a kind of a good move. It'll open new things and also heal something in the past. It'll help you, or whatever it is, mend a situation, or not necessarily a wrong, but maybe like if the media had to come up there, mend a kind of a public relations thing or a reputation thing. But it's not necessarily that. It could be a healing within you, or it might give you a bit more of a spur to get back into it, a bit, get the fire in the belly going again, a bit more momentum, that kind of stuff. So yeah, definitely good move. George Soulier, hello George. If I could ask, what quality do I need to help improve my magic? Good question. Always like the development questions. Up my alley. Okay. These cards are a bit stickier than my ones. An idea, well that's helpful. What do you need? You need to get new ideas. So you need to have start reading in areas that you wouldn't normally read in. If you've never read hoodoo, read some hoodoo as an example. But if you've only ever read hoodoo, read something else. Look outside of magic for inspiration as well, because we can find when we're into magic and the occult or anything, New Age, anything, so that we tend to surround ourselves with just that, with those just kind of ideas. Read those books, look at those YouTube videos, all that, and you can you're only going to learn within a kind of a certain circle. It's like years ago when I was learning guitar and playing guitar and all that kind of, one of the big advices people will always say is listen to music that isn't guitar-based music, because if you only listen to guitar-based music, you're kind of very much in a bubble and you're not getting new ideas. It's kind of a spent energy, or the kind of, it's encompassed already all it is. And it's only the people who go outside of, say, guitar and start listening to, when people start listening to, say, classical music and incorporating that back into, say, rock guitar, or them off and did like flamenco or whatever it is and get back in. So the suggestion there would be you need some new ideas. So go off and find whatever it is the flamenco in your magic that you need to. And that doesn't have to be at all to do with magic. It could be that you need to hang out and read about Santeria for a while. I don't know what it is, something. But go off and find whatever is the equivalent to a rock guitarist learning flamenco. Or go, if you're a guitarist, go out of music altogether and approach it from, from a filmic or a cinematic point of view, something completely different. Have a whole new approach to something, like learn a new skill that will you can adapt then later to it. But yeah, some new ideas and whatever it is that you might be kind of a bit stale in, or a bit too much within your comfort zones. Hope that helps. And this is the last, and I'm sorry this is a bit kind of blasting through these, because 1, it is quite wet, and I'm getting dripped on. 2, I am sweaty, as I said. And 3, I'm running out of time, because my time is so limited these days to get stuff done, and still get my magic done, and still get my creativity done, and all of these things. Not complaining, just explaining. So, Abraxas, what's the best way to move along my project? Okay. The Witch. Best way to move along your project is to do some magic around it, do some sigils, do some target specific stuff where you break it down. If you have a long-term plan, break it down into smaller things and attack them first. What is the thing that needs to be done next? Attack that with magic. With the kind of caveat that if you can do some of the stuff without magic, if you just need it, don't do magic to make a cup of tea if you can just make a cup of tea. But that's it. So attack it with magic. Have a kind of a enchantment around it. If you're not enchanting it, if you're just kind of purely coming at it from a mundane sense, a very rational sense, then attack it from a magic type of sense and see what we can do. Call up some spirits. Look around the different, do some sigils. Look around the different areas of magic where you can come up with some new ideas and see how that goes for you. So that is the first divination. Well, it's not actually the first divination I did. My first divination I did with these cards was for my wife. And it came out well, but it's the first kind of video divination or outside people divination. I like the deck, I like the feel of it. It doesn't feel anyway energetically different at all from the American version. The cards, because they're new, are kind of harder to shuffle, but I think that, again, that's just the newness of it. But it could also be the mattness of it compared to the shininess of the English deck. But they feel nice in hand, they feel good and solid, they feel less, feel heavier. Well, they are heavier, there's a heavier kind of card stock to it as well. I do like it. So that was interesting. I was wondering if there would be a different energetic kind of thing to it, and not. And in theory, there shouldn't have been, because, like, as I say over and over and over and over and over to people, the healer is the healer and can't be anything else, and is not going to change in any sort of fundamental way, no matter what you do with it. So it's just aesthetics, which is good to know, and it follows what it should be. That's how it should be. So I hope those questions were helpful to you. I hope me reading these questions or reading these cards in some way help you do your divinations. And one kind of bit of advice that I can give to anyone doing divinations, not just with the 40 servants, but with any card system or whatever, is take the card that comes out as a starting point rather than exactly the end all be all. It's not like if you get, I don't know, if say the thing comes out and it's a bit like the media and it's thing, have a think around that, have that as something to start your brain moving, and then kind of let the question kind of fill your head, or kind of percolate around your brain, and see, mixing those two ideas together, you can get a new viewpoint, a new kind of advantage, a new look at things, a new kind of angle on things, and see how the question would be answered or the concern would be approached from the standpoint of the archetype of whatever the card is, or the theme of whatever the card is, or what the idea is. But don't hold so rigid to if it's the devil card, that it's restrictions within, like that. So that's where you start, and remember to breathe with it and let that expand into whatever comes out, and let your kind of, in a sense, your intuition, but also your analytical mind, let your brain go, let your subconscious go, let it all go and just come out. And that's what I try to find. And sometimes you'll see when I'm doing the cards that halfway through there'll be kind of a realization of what it is, and it's because I've kind of given it enough time, hopefully, that the seed idea of the card turns into the actual kind of thing. So an awful lot of the reading, I would suggest, is coming from you and coming from the person reading it, as it should be, because it's like you're bringing your own personality, your own thing to it. So try that. Try having it using the cards, any of the cards. I say it doesn't have to be the 47s, as a seed idea or a seed kind of spark to then elaborate on and to talk around, and just to give it kind of a push in the right direction. So hope that helps. Good people of the internet, until our next adventure, be well.